So, a massive welcome to our whole team winning July 2020 call. We have the amazing Matilda who's just smashed PMD on our call, and I'm so excited, and thank you so much for joining us. I love your I am PMD balloon in the background, it's amazing.
I know, still in the party mood.
It's amazing, so huge congratulations.
Thank you.
So I just wonder if you would start by just sharing with everyone on the call a little bit about your story, about who you were before Juice Plus, and about your journey and how amazing it's been.
All right. Good evening, team. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. My name is Matilda, as you already know. Before Juice Plus, I was a carer. Okay, so as a carer and working with a company, and one day I wanted to have a time off to go on a holiday. And my manager told me that I couldn't go. And I was like, okay, why can't I go? And the answer was that, you know, I have a lot of women working around here. And then if every mother wanted to go on holiday because children are off school, then how am I going to be able to run my business? So because of that, I could not go to the holiday. I had planned with my other family, and, you know, all that couldn't come to pass, all because I was working for somebody. And that really distracted me. And I came home that I used to work in the night. So I came home that afternoon, that morning, wanting to have a good sleep, and I could not have a sleep. I could not enjoy my sleep at all. And I'm thinking, well, so if this is what my life is going to be like, my manager controlling my life, telling me what and what not to do, I don't think I really want to, you know, live like this. So at that time, I went to learn hairdressing. I've always, you know, done hair. So I went back to college and then learned how to do my hair properly as an apprenticeship, and I went to learn how to do hairdressing, and I opened my shop eventually. So on a normal day, I am a hairstylist. I own my own salon, so with my sister. So that's what I was doing. And then after doing this for a while, the salon, I mean, we've had a salon for about nearly 7 years now, running the business as a hairstylist. And it got to a point where, okay, now we're growing, we're getting older, 35, 40, you know, by the time we realize we'll be 40 and 45, you know, are we going to be doing this when we are 50 and above? And the answer was supposed to be no. So what can we do if we don't want to be standing on our feet being hairstylists? So we decided, okay, if that's the case, let's go back to school. Let's go to uni and see what we can do. And at the end, it came to a point that, okay, why don't we go and learn to be a nurse? So that's what we decided to do. And as I didn't have my English coming from where I came from, and my sister had her English and her maths, and I had to go and go back to college to do my English and maths. So whilst I was doing the English and maths, that's when this business came along. So as I was doing it, I mean, actually, I didn't think that I would pass, but I did. So my sister is doing the nursing. Now I am doing the college and I'm learning. And at that point, I met a lady on Facebook called Nona, and she asked me for friendship. We became friends, started talking, and she introduced this amazing product to me. It was a product then. So she introduced the product to me. Looking at the product, it made a lot of sense to me because at that time I had started juicing. I used to have a severe headache, and somebody told me, you know, it's good to get enough fruit and vegetable in your system. So I got to online to find out what I can do to help me with my headache. So I was juicing beetroot, apple, and a few things, and then I'll squeeze the water out. I'll get the bits out and then drink the water. That's what I was doing at that time. So when she told me about this amazing product where I have 30 fruits and vegetables put together, no side effects, you know, all the things that we know. Yes, my upline, she's here. Thank you so much, Nona. That was the best thing that has ever happened to me. I was coming to get there. So I got, at that time, I wasn't really much into the products yet. I was actually trying to lose weight rather. So when she told me about all this, I didn't bother, and I traveled back to my hometown. And when I went, everybody was telling me how big I have become, how my cheeks are bigger now, how they can't see my eyes anymore. So I came back and I ignored her for a while, you know, with the prices. You all know that we all see the price and we run off. So when I came back and knowing that my cheeks are bigger and people can actually see that I've put on weight, got me worried. And I got back to her and I said, no, I think I'm ready for this. And she said, okay, you know, this is the plan. You can take this, put this in your basket and all that. So whilst I was going to purchase the products, she said, you know, you can become a franchise member and you can actually earn your own commission. You can start a business with this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do a business. I'm sure this is not on Facebook, right? Is it a team meeting? Okay. So I was like, okay, no.
It's not on Facebook. It's just for us.
Okay. Okay. Because I don't want to mention other businesses' name if we were to go on air. So I told her that I don't want to do the business. And she asked me why I couldn't do it. And I said, I've done other businesses. What businesses have you done? I've done Mary Kay, I've done Avon, I've done another one, we call it Addis. We sell body magics. I've done that one before. I've done another one, we call it FM perfumes. I've done all that. So I was always looking for something until I found this good one. So I said, I've done all that. I always stock the product and I'm never able to sell to get my money back. So I'm not doing this business. And she said, you know what? Ours is different. So you need to join this business. If you already know what network marketing is all about, then you would want to do this business. I said, no, I don't want to do it. At this time, to be honest, if she was here to tell you, she will say, I was getting worked up. Like, you know what? I just want to buy the product, sell me the product and get off my phone. Like, I was getting worked up. And she said, ours is different. See, because you just said that when you stock the product, you're not able to sell the product, but ours is different. And I'm saying, what, you know, how different can yours be? And she told me, with ours, you don't stock any product. Now that got me, it just got me at the corner that she needed me to be. She said, with ours, you don't stock any product. So I stopped and I was like, okay, so how can you sell a product and not stock any product? And she said, see, if you calm down, I'll be able to explain to you properly. And I said, okay then, like, amaze me now. So I was ready for this. And she took me through the whole business thing. And when she told me about the business, where the business is, you know, where we sell in 26 countries and all that, I was waiting for her to tell me that this business was going to cost me, you know, 200 pounds, 800, whatever amount that all these amazing things is worth. And then she went off and she said, and all this, you'd only pay 50 pounds to become a franchise member. And I'm like, what, 50 pounds? She said, yes. I said, okay, then how do I sign up? And I signed up that night. You know what? That's the best thing that I've ever done in my life. That 50 pounds, I was like, it got to a point where just take the 50 pounds. If it's 50 pounds, don't talk anymore. Just take it and, you know, sign me up. You know, that time I could afford it. So I was just take the money and sign me up. So she showed me what to do. I signed myself up. Within 20 minutes, I had my website and I started, I bought my own products. Now, I'm not that easy as you think, even though she got me that night. She told me, you know, start talking about the business and the products and everything. You never know this is going to help you. And I said, no, until I get the result that I'm looking for, I'm not going to do anything. So I never told anybody about the product except my home, my sister in the shop. That's it. I didn't tell anybody else about anything. And I'm trying to lose the weight. You know, sometimes we forget about all the benefits, and then we just keep an eye on one thing that we are looking for. That is all we are looking for. And until we find out, we think we haven't gotten anything. So for me, I hadn't lost any weight. And because of that, I'm not telling anybody about this amazing business or amazing product or whatever. I'm not saying anything about it. So I didn't. So I think 6 to 8 weeks down the line, she used to call me almost every day, and she called me and said, Matilda, how come you're not talking about this product? And I said, you know what? I haven't done anything. At this time, I was sleeping better. I used to have that severe headache that I had gone. I had seen a lot of my digestion was really, really good. All this was going on in my body, and I still hadn't seen anything because I hadn't lost the weight. So she said, how come you're not speaking about this word? And I said, it's not working, so I'm not talking about it. And she said, okay, so you're telling me that you have not lost any weight at all? And I said, no, I haven't. She said, okay, can you please take a selfie and send me one of your old pictures? And I think this is something that we as the team members or partners can take it on board. She said, take a picture of yourself and send me one of your old pictures. Let me see if you haven't lost any weight. So I took a selfie and I sent her one of my old pictures. You know, when somebody's want to show you something, you take her you give her the ugliest picture, you know, so so she can. So I sent her whatever picture and I sent it off to her, and I was waiting there. In the next 15 minutes, she collaged the picture together. She put one on the other side and the other one on the other side, and she sent it back to me. And she called me straight away and she said, can you please look at this picture and tell me that you cannot see any difference? And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, oh my God. I was not thinking I had lost any weight. I didn't think so. But when she put the old picture and the new one together, oh my God, I got all this neck. I didn't have this neck. When I had the neck, my cheeks that is already closing, my eyes were, you know, it looked much, much better. And I'm like, oh my God, actually it's working. I've lost a bit of weight. So that's when I got to know that I am losing the weight. So I really wanted to now talk about it. And at this time, when I go to my shop in the salon, people will tell me, oh, are you're trimming? Have you started going to the gym or something? You know, your skin is glowing, you know, something is happening, Matilda. Have you changed your cream? So that's when I started noticing that this product really, really works. So I started talking about the product. At this time, I think I was nearly finishing with the English course and the maths. So when I finished, I sat down and I went through the whole Juice Plus business stuff, if you like. So I went through it and I saw that there might be something in it. I don't like studying, honestly. I do not like sitting down and studying. If you leave me to talk here today, I think I can talk till tomorrow morning, but sitting down and studying, no, that's not my thing. So when I got to learn about the business, and I was like, okay, why don't I give myself the next 3 years and run this business whilst my sister goes to the uni and see if I can earn a nurse's income in the next 3 years. So she's going to the university. I'm going to use this business as my university and run it for the next 3 years and see if I can earn a nurse's income. So to be honest, when I was joining the business, I didn't think it was going to be a business. I just took the chance to join the business because it was cheap. That's the reason why I wanted to join. It was just £50 and I was going to earn my own commission. That's the second thing. So if I was the product that I was buying at that time, I earned about £36 back because I just bought the capsules and the premium capsules and the shakes, and I got £36 back. So I wanted to earn that money for me to know that the company will actually pay, as she was saying. That's one. Two, it was cheap. So I just wanted to get her off my back. So I wanted to join. That's three. And then along the line, I started learning about the business. That's when I got to know that I could actually make money out of this. So after the product works, that's when I started talking about. At this time, I had wasted 2 months for nothing. Now, if you're here and you're a team member and you're in my situation thinking, I'm going to wait until this product works before I start, we can confidently assure you that this product really works. It's 100%, unless you don't follow the plan that the person who sold it to you or your partner or your upline tells you. It works. So don't be like me and waste 2 months for nothing. I wasted 2 months for nothing waiting for the product to work. And at the same time, I sat down, learned about the business, and then I realized, okay, let me just earn a nurse's income. Now, the reason why I wanted to earn a nurse's income is that we share everything, me and my sister, everything. She buys for me. I buy for her. So now, if I can't go to school because I don't want to sit down and study, and I'm not able to do this business and earn a nurse's income, that means my sister is going to, I won't be able to balance with my sister. And I didn't want that. So I wanted to be able to balance out. So because of that, I went working. So when she is doing her schoolwork, I will be doing my business work. And that's what I have been doing for the past, how long? But when she's doing her course, I'll be doing mine. I think 1.5 years along the line, I was already earning a nurse's income already, 1.5 years along the line. So that's when I realized, okay, so there's something in this business. And at this time, I was still studying the company to make sure that even if I do like a promotional bonus, are they going to pay me? All this was, a learning curve for me along the line to be sure that I'm actually going to be paid if I was to earn money out of the business. And that's when I think almost a year by this time, that's when I realized that this company can actually give me what I need in life. I think it was 1.5 years ago, since I started the business along the line. Yes, that's when I realized, because I did my SSC. And when I did my SSC, my £3,000 was paid on top of my commission. And that was the first £6,000 I earned in this business. And I realized, oh my God. So if I earned all this money, the company is actually going to pay me the money. So why don't I put time into this? So that's when I started working hard. I've worked hard, to be honest. In this business, if somebody comes and tell you that, it's easy, you just go and do it, that is a big lie. If you're starting, the earlier you understand this, the better. We work to be paid. If you don't work, you're not going to be paid. So I always work my business the way my upline has taught me. And if you're here and you want to make it in this business, one thing you need to do is to take everything that you learn on board and use it. For me, if I go on a training and I find something, I try it at least for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, I ditch it and then I use another one. So I always go to Zoom meetings with my pen and paper, write one idea that I'll get from that meeting. Then I'll take it on board with me, use it for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, I change it and then I use another one. And it is amazing how we have so many trainings going off and people can still come into this business and they will still say it doesn't work and they leave. I remember just a few, I think on Sunday or something, John was doing a meeting and she was saying, if you really came into this business and you left in January, you must be fucking yourself, excuse my language, because you know what? For the past how many months now, the business has exploded. And at this time, if for whatever reason, if I had left this business, and if I was still on Facebook to see how many promotions that are buzzing off, I think I don't know what I would do to myself. So if you're in this business, you don't know what is going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4 months to come. So, hold on and stay in this business. You are going to make it one way or the other. You don't have to be discouraged. There's something in this business. I always say everywhere that I go. So I started working the business when I got to know that I can actually earn a nurse's income and more. That's when I started putting more time into it. I go to the salon, I come back. In the salon, you go and you can stand up on your feet the whole day. And when I come back, I took the business as if I have an assignment to submit tomorrow. And if I don't submit that, I'm going to fail the uni, or I'm going to be expelled or something. So I had to do what I have to do. If you treat the business as if you have to do what you have to do, then you will get what you have to get. That is all. That has been my story. So I started building a team. When I came in it, my upline told me I need to have a solid 5 legs of my own, and I need to make sure that I'm topping it up every month. And thank you so much, Nona. That has been my pillar. Every month, I need to bring that 5 in and make sure that they are going to the next level, next level, next level. That's how I have built my business. That's my amazing story. That's how I built my business.
It is, you know what, it is amazing, and you made me feel really emotional, because you've only been in the business since 2018, and what you have achieved, Matilda, is literally insane. Like, I've just been trying to get your graphs up on the online office. You're so committed to growing a new, you know, you're always bringing in new customers every single month. You're always bringing in new team members. So everything that you say, clearly you're walking the walk, because you've had some incredible success, but also to hear your story that you're so driven, you know, so driven to make a change to your life so that nobody can ever tell you you can't have that holiday again. But, you know, to run a salon and still build this insane business and to be so committed to it is honestly amazing. And it's been so mesmerizing listening to you and how dedicated you are to this business. And it just shows that we are so lucky to have a company that is so different. We're not like any other network marketing company out there. We are so blessed, and you have taken that blessing and made it bloom into millions and thousands of other blessings. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible, honestly.
I don't know.
I hope you're so proud of yourself.
I am very, very proud of myself, because in this, what I don't know in your community how you find this business, but when it comes to our community, sometimes you can really feel lonely in this business, because people don't understand what you're seeing. People don't see what you're seeing, and because of that, it becomes sometimes very lonely in this business. But you know what? I wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to be able to, you know, pick up the business and say, yes, I've built it. And I think that the team support has been amazing as well. You know, you don't do anything without a team. And I don't know where I picked this, you know, this diamonds from, and it just keeps fitting into where I want them to fit. So it has been an amazing journey. And sometimes I see my pay on, like, you know, you go to the performance analysis and I see my pay and I can sit. This is my office. I always sit here to do my things. You know, I have not got my new house yet. So in my old house, I have this place as my office, and I could sit here looking at my performance analysis and just tear down. You know, sometimes my children will come in and say, Mommy, why are you crying? And I'm like, this is tears of joy. It's not just no more crying. And I'll tell them how, you know, how I wish that I knew this earlier, and how I wish that people that I'm speaking to can really understand where this business is all about. Sometimes it's painful, where you really want to bless somebody with this already blessed business, and people just rubbish it off, and you're thinking, what are you doing? You can actually pay £50. For me, I always say that I only spend £14 in this business, and all because I earn my own commission. My upline could have earned that commission if I didn't join the business. So really, that £14, that £16 was actually given to me for free. That £36. So I only joined this business for only £14, and it has changed my life. It has really, really changed my life. And I don't know, you know, what came over me that night, even though I'm always looking for something, but I didn't know that something can actually come and fit into my life and just change my life overnight. This business has really, there's no way that I could ever sit down and dream that my life is going to be like this, the way it is now. everything was expensive to me. I couldn't buy anything. Everything is expensive. The children, when I finished my PMD party on Sunday, and I was like, okay, girls, come, what do you think about this business? And my daughter was like, at least I get new trainers when I ask for it. And as a mother, these are some of the things that you want to hear and be proud of yourself. There's no way that I could take £90 and buy my daughter a trainers. What for? That's expensive. I won't buy it. But now, mommy, I need these trainers. All that I can say is, you know what? Mommy is busy. I will not be able to do A or B. If you do that, you get paid, and I'll buy you that. And when you do that, they do the job like, you know what, very clean, because they know they are going to get that. Whether they do it or they don't do it, they will still get the trainers. But at least I could afford it and buy it for them without me crying, thinking that it's only Christmas that I can spend over £100 on my daughters. I have 3 daughters. So this business it's a life changer. And if you're here and you're watching and you're listening and you're a partner, the person who brought you into the business, they has given you like a huge door. They've opened it. All you need to do is make sure that you go through that door with whatever force that you have to go in. Because you know what? This business can change your life the way it has changed mine. I want to tell you one thing. There was one time that, we had this, my house that I wanted to buy. It was only £30,000 in Nottingham. And when it came out, I couldn't afford it. Only 30,000 to buy a house. I couldn't afford it. Thank God so much. If I want to buy it today, I can buy it. And I wouldn't even have to mortgage. I didn't even have the money to pay the mortgage at that time. But I thank God. But this business has changed my life to the point where we can actually buy it in cash if we wanted to. So this is some of the things that this business, it can do the little things in your home for you, and it can do the big things as well that you're looking for you. So don't play with the business if you have paid that £50. You treat it as £50 and you just mess about with the business, it will mess you about the same way. But you treat it seriously. You put your dream board down, which I'll talk about as well. You bring it out and you make sure that you work it. If you're supposed to do something one night and you're sleeping and you have it as a goal and you don't do it, do not sleep. Go and do that. Make sure that what you said you will do, you have done before you sleep. I don't know what more to say. I'm going to tear up now. So.
I'm tearing. You're making me cry. Like, honestly, I feel like I've just learned about this business all over again. Honestly, the guys are going crazy in the comments. But it's so inspiring to hear. And like, it's just, I feel like, emotional. So, right, okay. So you are so driven. It's so true. The guys are going crazy in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about on a day-to-day basis. Let's go a little bit more like practical. So I've looked on your graphs because I'm very lucky that you're actually in my team. I'm very blessed. I'm actually an upline of yours.
Oh, you're Lena's upline, right?
Yeah, I'm Lena's upline, right? So, but still, you're still in my team, so I'm very blessed. But let's talk about your day-to-day, how you work your business on a day-to-day basis. So you're getting new customers every month. So can we talk a little bit about how you're getting those customers?
Okay, so I'm one of the Facebook queens. If you go on my page, you will see them always there. So yes, I do a lot of Facebook lives. There was a time that I actually said that I was going to do a live video on a daily basis for 31 days. And I did it. I had to do it. And there was one night that I was, with all these things going on and all that, I couldn't do it one night. And I was lying in bed. I had finished bathing, going to bed, and I remembered, oh shoot, I didn't do the live video. And I actually came to sit here in my sofa around nearly 1:45 because I wanted to do it. I didn't want to go back on my words that I say, because I come on Facebook and say, guys, I'm going to have 31 days. So, keep watching. This is day 1, day 2. And I didn't want that day to be missing out of it. So I came down and I did the live video that night. And this is one of the things I want you to draw your attention to, that if you say you want to do something for your business, you have to be committed to what you have said you will do. So yes, what I do on a daily basis, I will add. Up till now, when I came into the business, my upline told me, so long as you're 1 month and above, you have to add 30 to 50 people every day. You need to have at least 20 people who have accepted you on a daily basis. So you need to have 20 new Facebook friends on a daily basis. And up till now, maybe the last few days, because of the PMD going on and all that, maybe the last few days is what I've not done that, but I've always added 30 to 50 people on a daily basis. So I will do that when I get up in the morning. My upline, she was really quite practical. She would tell me even the hours that people will mostly accept you if you were to if you were to add them, around lunchtime, early in the morning, everybody gets up and they look at their phone. So make sure that you add these times. And I picked all that up. So I will normally add people around that time. So lunchtime, early in the morning, or late at night. So when they get up in the morning, they will see that you have added them. So I do that. And I was to post at least 5 to 6, 5 to 7 on a daily basis on my Facebook page. So she will normally tell you how to do it. She will say, do motivational in the morning, do about breakfast in the midday, around 10 o'clock time, something about breakfast, lunch time, post your lunch. I've always mostly posted my lunch on Facebook. It's all because that's what I was told by my upline. So I will post my lunch, and then I'll post, something else, whether about weight loss or, something about, and then in the night, she will say, go and post something motivational again. So I will do that, my 5 posts on a daily basis, which these days, don't ask me how I do it. I try, but as the work become a little bit hectic, it becomes a little bit harder. But if you're in this business and you're in your first year, your first few months, make sure that you post on your Facebook as many times as you can. 5 to 7 times is a great idea. Post something that will pull people to your page. It doesn't have to be all about Juice Plus. It can be, something about yourself. I'm going out in the shopping. What should I buy? You have any ideas? These things, when you post them on your Facebook, attracts people to your page. And so I'll post on my page. I'll make sure that I post something motivational, or I'll make sure that I post something that is funny on my page once in a while. And the people that have accepted me, I'll go and greet them and, say, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Whatever language that suits you, use it and go and tell them. So the Facebook can know that you're now friends. And then I'm supposed to go into other people's pages and interact with them. And as I interact with them, it's very likely that they will come and interact with me. Then I'll chase some of my likes. If some people went into my page and they like things on my page, I'll go and tell them how, nice you are for you to like something on my page. Thank you so much for liking whatever I posted on my page. And then, that's where the conversation will start coming from. So that's how my daily routine is. If I know somebody, also, Dad, so I'll go and speak to those people that I've already spoken to, the people that has accepted me, or if somebody came to like something on my page, I'll go to them. Oh, thank you so much, Emma, for liking my post. If you need any information, please let me know. I promote Healthy Living around the world, and I will let them know what I'm about. So that's almost what I do on a daily basis.
Yeah, so you follow a structured DMO, and what I think about this business is so magic. So I'm just writing it down because I'm going to send out like some information to some of the guys, like afters, like summarizing it. But I think, you know, this business is amazing, but it's also really, it can be very simple, you know, but the difference is that you've been consistent with it, you know, you've done it every single day, and like the compound effect, it builds up. So if you do this, it's like cleaning your teeth, right? If you clean your teeth once a day for a month, you're gonna have rotten teeth, right? But if you clean your teeth every day, twice a day, you're always going to have nice teeth. It's the same with this business. You have to do it every single day, no matter what, to make it successful. And the things that you're doing are having a compound effect. So yeah, it's amazing. So when you're building up conversations, building up relationships, and then recruiting new team members the same way, I guess, that you get customers.
Yes. What I do is, when it comes to recruiting, I have my targets, and I always put it down. You know, on the beginning of the month, I will write that I need to recruit. I have my target, like I need to recruit 5 people every month, and I don't go without it. It has to be done, no matter how. I do it. And if you have such a goal and say that, you know, I'm going to do this a month, then it's very likely that you will do it. If you don't have the goal set down, and if you don't write anything down at all, it becomes very, very harder for you to do it. So if I was to do it, I'll just write May team, whatever the month is, I'll write it down, and I'll write 1, 2, 3, up to 5. And then when the team members come in, I'll fill their names in the 1, 2, or 3, or up to 5. And to me, if that page is not filled up, it means I still have a lot of work to do, you know. So I have it in front. It has to be done. And I mean, it has always been done since I got to know that I need to do this every month. Now, if you're trying to set a goal and you just set it in your head, yes, we know that you have it in your head, and that is all we all used to think, that okay, so long as it's in my head, I know that I'm going to do it. But if you have it written down, it becomes much, much easier to do it. It becomes much, much more of a commitment. So you have to be committed to the things that you're saying that you're going to be doing. So everybody that I am able to speak to about the products, I will not let them go without sharing the opportunity. So I don't sell to a customer without telling them about the opportunity. I never do that. That is how I got into it anyway. I would have bought my product and gone. But, you know, my upline said, you can also do this as a business. And I'm like, how? I don't want to do it. So really, if you were to sell a product and not tell the customer about the business, you never know. That person may be in crisis. You know, you tell somebody, and most of the people that you tell them about the product, when they see the prices, they are already running away. They think it's expensive, right? So now if you tell them that if you buy it and you can earn your own commission, and I will teach you how to run the business, most of them will understand where you're coming from. At this time, I would have been to this person's page and I would have seen a few things, and I'll say, oh, I've been through your page, and the way you love the camera, I think you're going to be great in this business. So why don't you, join the business and buy the product from yourself so you can earn your own commission. So as I go on that person's page, to go and like their things, I pick up a few things about that person. So when I'm talking to them about the business later, I know how to use that to speak to them, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make total sense. And you know what? I think it's really important to recognize that actually your upline, as someone who looked after their customers so well, you could have quite easily slipped through the net, right? You didn't feel like you loved the product. You didn't feel like maybe you had the best results until she showed you, right? And said, look, you've had amazing results. So not only is it important for you, or not only has it been important for your story and your success, for the person that you bought the products from, know not to say, okay, my customer, there's a business opportunity. So once, she stepped out of her comfort zone and offered you this opportunity, but then she followed up so strongly as a looking after you and getting your results as a customer. It's allowed you to develop and flourish this amazing business. So I think one of the, the biggest things, and I say it a lot, but it can be really emphasized through your story, is that your customer care is absolutely key, and keeping connected with those team members, because you never know when you're going to sign someone up who might just need that extra bit of encouragement at the beginning so that they can spread their wings and then fly like you have, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have the customers group, we've all been told, do your customer group, look after your customers. I have a few customers who are turning into team members along as we get along. Yes, I do have customers, but it all depends on how you look after them. Once in a while you check on them to see. I post my lunch and I'll post it in the groups as well to say what's, I always make it funny and say, if you're not sharing your lunch, that means you're overeating, or that means you're not eating right. That's why you're not sharing. And I think that kind of pushes them a bit to come in now.
I love that.
So that kind of pushed them to come and post what they are eating. And because of that, tomorrow, even if they couldn't post it today, tomorrow they will be pushed to come and post it because you're saying that they are not eating right. That's why they are not posting. So these are some of the things that you can do with your customers. They do really, really help. If you don't look after your customer, well, I've recruited quite a few people who have, slipped through the net because their partners didn't look after them properly. And I don't think that is good enough. But then if your customer come to me and they told me, oh, well, I bought the product from Emma, but I never heard from her anymore. Actually, somebody told me to say that, you know what, I bought this product from a girl on Facebook. And after I bought it, I haven't seen her again. And I don't even remember her Facebook name again to go and look for her. So I want to join the business because my mom wants the products. Can you recruit me? I said, oh, yes, why not? You can't find your, I don't know why somebody cannot find their rep. How is that possible? You're supposed to look after this customer. So she's supposed to be there in your group. So if she's not there, that means you don't need her. So yes, I recruited her. She's actually doing quite well in the business. So you don't want somebody to recruit your customers. So you need to look after your customer so they can now become your team members.
That wasn't, just so you guys know, that wasn't my customer. It was just an example. It wasn't my customer. It was just an example, right? So, okay. So I don't want to keep too much of your time because I know you're a very busy lady and you've got lots of things to do. So before we end, can you just give us like 3 top tips to make July the best month that we could ever have?
Okay, so my best 3 is, if you have not got your vision board, put that up. That's the first thing you want to do. Do that. I put my vision board from last year, October. And if you were to look at the trend from October till now, you can see the growth. And it's amazing, all because I put that up. So I did from, the smaller stage or the position in this business. And I did it, from down up to the top. And I wrote all the commissioner bonuses in front of it. And I made the little boxes. So if I do month 1, I just take it off, month 2 until the money is paid and I'm happy. That's how I have been doing it. And looking at that has really, really helped me, because I know that until I get the highest bonus, I've not finished. And as I'm looking at that, okay, I do the first one, and then the second one is looking at me because that one has not been marked. And I've been doing that, working my way up. I listen to a lot of motivational news as well, motivational quotes, motivationals on YouTube. It makes you become this, more than a conqueror, or the best thing that's of yourself that you never knew that you are, because you're listening to it over and over again. So yes, get yourself some motivational things to listen on every morning, and do your vision board and put it up as well. And now I am a PMD plus. I'm not, but I am. That's what I say every morning. I'm the latest PMD plus, and until I get there, that word will not depart from my mouth. So I carry on say that as many times as I can. And please listen to your upline. No upline wants anything bad for their downline, because if you don't flourish, they will not. If you don't go anywhere, they will not go anywhere. So they will always tell you something good. They will always tell you something that will help you run your business. So yes, sometimes the uplines can be you in your ears, they are blah, blah, blahing, but you know what? That blah, blahing, if you do follow it, it will help you. You will get something out of it. So you make sure that you're listening to your upline all the time. Make sure that everything that they are telling you, you go off and do it. Sometimes some of the things that they tell you may not work for you, but at least try it and see. You know, sometimes what they tell you will not work. At least try it for 2 weeks, as I said, and see if it doesn't work, try something different. So everything that your upline will tell you, I think is something good that will help your business. So you need to listen to it. You need to have your daily goals, your weekly goals, and your monthly goals. If your daily goal is not done, please do not sleep unless you have an emergency, unless you're in a hospital. If your daily goal is not done, do not sleep. If your weekly goal is not done by Sunday night, make sure you do as much as you can. Be proud that I've done it. If it didn't come through, I've done everything. So it's not my fault that it doesn't come through. Don't blame for you not getting it is sad enough. And for you to blame yourself on top that, oh, because I didn't do this, that's why I didn't get that. That's extra sadness on top. And you don't want that. So you want to do what you've told yourself that you will do. You need to do your goals and make sure that you've pushed it to the last minute and say, okay, then I think that's enough. I've done it. And then you can sit down. The positions that you actually work hard for, when you get them, you're more proud and you're more, you can celebrate more if you really work hard for it. So that's how I work hard for it, because I don't want to have the position and I know that I didn't work hard for it. So really, I worked hard for IMD, EMD, because the job was already done. I didn't work so hard. And that celebration was different from when I got PMD, because I had to work for it. So work for your position. And I'm telling you, the feeling is different. And so long as you work hard for it, my dear, you will be able to achieve that goal. So, yeah.
It's so true. And my next question was going to be, when are you going to be PMD Plus? But you already told us you are PMD Plus already. So
yeah, I'm on it. Give me 2 months at least.
Yeah, it's this month. I feel like I totally relate to what you say. When you work for something, so when you really work for something, you feel so much prouder for it, don't you? And you know you've given it your everything. So I can't wait to see that announcement. But honestly, for you to have built such an incredible business and you have such an inspiring, amazing story, and to share it with us tonight so openly and honestly, I really appreciate it. You have given me a whole, like, an excitement and like a buzz that, you know, it's just unreal. So thank you honestly so much. It's been amazing listening to you. You have an incredible story and you should be so, I know you're proud of yourself, but you should be
extra
so proud of yourself. Yeah, you should be walking on air right now, right? So and I'm sure your daughters are amazingly proud of you.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, the whole family, the lady, the sister that I work with, who said, oh, this business, she didn't believe in it. And then when she got to know that we can earn the money, I remember one day I went to her and I said, this somebody, made this kind of money. And she said, are you crazy? Is she a footballer to earn such and such an amount? And I'm like, you don't worry. So when she got to know that this money is really creeping in, she actually joined the business as well. And this is what it is all about. It gets to a point where the business is not about you anymore. It's about the people that you can help from out there.
Yeah.
So the whole family is now in it, the men in the house who didn't really believe it, they are in it now. And actually very, very proud of myself. And I think the whole family is actually proud of me as well, because I had a reason not to pursue this business at all, because nobody understood what I was doing. And, you should be proud of yourself as well for saying yes to this opportunity, and you go and work it. And I'm telling you, one day you'll be more than proud of yourself as I am proud of myself.
It's so true. Thank you so much. I will send you a recording of the video, and thank you so much, guys, for joining us this evening. It's been an amazing call. Thank you to Matilda, and I'll see you soon. And Matilda, I'll see you at the next PMD meeting.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.